Assalamu alaikum. That's a bad glare. Let me get that out of here. Okay, see me a little better. Assalamu alaikum, inshallah ta'ala. In a few, we will get started. Inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum. Drop us a like. If you're on YouTube, go to the YouTube, drop a subscribe to the Black Sunnah. Inshallah, subscribe to the Black Sunnah. And no, we are not the Nation of Islam or the Warfdeen Muhammad community. We big Maliki, we big Ash'ari. Salih. Hey, hey, you almost blew my cover, Salih. That post on Wifey's page. That's that I made that post about the fiqh books. Man, listen, man, the Salafis are scared of me on my page, man, because they at first they used to, indulge in the conversation, but then when they start seeing me doing these types of videos and making the posts that I've been making, alhamdulillah, they scared, man. So I gotta trick them. So, yeah, as we know, wifey used to be a Salafi, so she got all the Salafis on her page. So I gotta use her. And brothers love a damsel in distress. They love a damsel in distress. So if a woman posts wants some knowledge or something, here come all the brothers. They fall out the sky. So we deleted your comment, not to be funny. I meant that tell you, but I'm just trying to prepare for this video. I actually got sidetracked because I was reading tafsir to this ayah that I'm about to read, and it scared the mess out of me. Na'udhu billah, it scared the mess out of me, man. Inshallah ta'ala, we're going to get started. Okay. Send us a heart, send us a like, share. These are important conversations that we have to have. We have to have these conversations, y'all. It's not a joke. And this ayah that I'm going to read is going to prove that this conversation is not a joke, man. Like, it looked like it's all fun and games, and we on here swinging fists at each other. Mind you, this is going to be, I'm getting ready to do a quick live recap of a debate that we had with a Salafi last night, and I want to expose his errors. Inshallah, like, share. If you're watching YouTube, the Black Sunnah, subscribe to the YouTube, the Black Sunnah. That's where all of our efforts is uploaded to that YouTube. We have to get the haq out there, y'all. We really have to get the haq out there. There's a lot at stake. I'm going to start. I'm trying to connect this to all my pages. Give me 1 second. Drop us a comment. Send us a salam alaikum. Let's play with the algorithm. The internet works off of algorithms. So we have to work the algorithm, guys and gals. We have to work the algorithms. We have to trick the algorithms into the submission to the will of Allah. Y'all share funny videos. I share funny videos. Y'all share funny videos. I share funny videos. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So inshallah ta'ala, we are going to get started. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa nashhadu anna Muhammadan 'abduhu wa rasuluhu amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah. قال الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال الله تعالى في كتاب المجيد إن الذين كذبوا بآياتنا واستكبروا عنها لا تفتح لهم أبواب السماء ولا يدخلون الجنة حتى يدخلون الجنة حتى يلج الجمل في سم الخياط وكذلك نجزي المجرمين. صدق الله العظيم. Sorry, I'm fiddling around, y'all. I hope that's not distracting anybody. I got a little bootleg setup here, so I'm trying to compensate for time. I mean, for space that I don't have as of yet. I had a big, nice desk, but stuff comes and it goes. Okay. They are called White Thobe Nights. What's up, Side? How you doing, brother? Darius, salam alaikum, brother. One people in here. Who is this? Miss Mo. Hey, sis, what's going on? Ustaz Jomo. What it do, man? But Isa. Okay, so we're gonna do an official recap of the debate between myself and Ustaz Abdul Mujib with the 18, with some members of the 18, inshallah ta'ala, and we're gonna go through the whole video. That video we did the other night, it was like 3.5 hours long, so we had to cut it down. Mashallah, we had to cut it down. And I was working on the editing it yesterday, all day yesterday, and I was tired, so I shut down, couldn't do anything else. So this one I'm doing is just going to focus on one part of the video, and inshallah ta'ala, we're going to have the 18 weigh in. And I'm just going inshallah, I'm just going to engineer it when the 18 comes. That way they can have a chance to talk, because I talk too much, and the brothers always warn me about talking too much. So inshallah ta'ala, okay, so let's explain the situation at hand. Na'udhu billah. This is heavy stuff, y'all. This is not a game, okay? This is not a game. This war between the madhabis and the salafis, it is real. It's real. We got the salafis casting us out of Islam. So I hate that I have to speak out against. I have to speak out and speak against people who say the kalima shahada. I hate it. I'm really torn about it, because I come from the streets. I come from a life of crime. I come from no upbringing of Islam, like most of us. And so anytime I see a person, a human being, number one, say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, that I'm in awe of that individual. Even more so am I in awe of my people, Black folks, all that we have been through in this country and all that we go through in this country. To see the respect that I have is immense. I've been through the ringer. I'm going through the ringer, and only Islam has guided me and hold me afloat. So when I see anybody who says Salamu alaikum, I see a hijab, I see a kufi, I see a beard, I don't put no ill feelings in my brain or none of that. Now, when you get to start acting funny, I gotta get on your top. You gotta remind y'all rocking with Big Bro from the hood. I ain't grow up in Egypt, so I got a lot less tolerance. But it breaks my heart and it breaks my soul that my brothers and my sisters that come out of my community are telling me that I am not a Muslim, telling me and the people who are actually following the Salafi Saaliheen, rahmatullah alayhim, that we are not Muslims and that our blood is lawful. This is concerning, and it has to be spoken out against. It has to be. I always say it's different if you like the Shia. Like, everybody knows the Shia are wrong. We don't even cross paths for the most part. They off in their little own little world, and we over here doing our thing, and we racing to paradise. If the Salafi Madhabi beef was like that, now we like that. we like, okay, y'all think that y'all are fifth madhab? Prove it. Come on with the evidence. But every time that is said, it's only disrespect and slurs that comes out. Oh, you're a kaburiyun, you grave worshiper, you're a mushrik, you damned to the hellfire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala break your back. Y'all know the slogans, man. This is sad, and even more so is sickening. Okay? It is sickening. If everybody was in their own lane and the Salafis were going head on about their business, and if the topic come up in one of their classes, then they address it, it'd be fine. We over here in our lane, the people of the Ahl Madhab, we are in our own lane, but we're being attacked by the Salafi / Wahhabis. And I only say it's really just one word, it's really Wahhabis. But since the ugliness of Ibn Abdul Wahhab's tenure came out, everybody's disassociating themselves from him, except for the learned Salafis. They disassociate themselves from him and have rebranded themselves as Salafis. They put a more intellectual touch on it, if you will. But they the same thing. They are the exact same thing. So that's first and foremost. So that's what we have to understand is that we got an issue on our hands, and so this is just not rec. Oh, I put starting on a few on there. Well, we didn't got started, so I guess I can take it off. Has the video started? Hold on, let me take that off. Bloop. Okay. All right. So that's why this is a problem. This is a problem, and we got to speak on it. And it's sad that we have to speak on it. So in speaking on it, we have to put it in perspective. Okay, it has to be in perspective. We have to know what's at stake. This is not a difference of opinion. The Salafi Minhaj doesn't even have an opinion. Okay, they don't. And I've done in numerous videos. I just posted the link in our group, the True Aqidah of the Salaf. I just posted the link in the group, all of my videos of all of my evidence, because I'm tired of saying the same stuff all over and over and over again, just on posts. So if y'all see this, look it up, make you a video, whatever. But I'm coming straight out of the Quran, the Sunnah, and the actual Salaf, not the Saudi Arabian scholars. So it must be put into perspective. This is not a difference of opinion. If the Salafi Minhaj could produce a mujtahid mutlaq, then we could start the conversation about the tenets of their belief being legit. We could start the conversation, okay? But since they have not, nor will they ever, produce their very own mujtahid mutlaq, that conversation will never start. So what do we have going on? What do we have going on? We got a situation of haq, and then we have a situation of dalala. Okay? We have haq over here, or hold up, haq over here and dalala over here. And you got both groups yelling from each side on who's haq and who's dalala, who's dal and mudid. Okay? That's what we have going on. This is the situation at hand. So none of this is personal. Sometimes when our emotions are involved, it gets personal. And I ask for forgiveness for anybody that if I said something, I'm talking to my Salafi brothers. If I said something and I was in my emotions, I apologize because I'm a Sufi. Sufis apologize. That's tasawwuf. That's the maharimul lisan. That is the prohibitions on the tongue. We Sufis, we believe that. Okay. So I'm sorry, any of my Salafi and Wahhabi brothers and sisters, if I have ever said anything personally and disrespected you or hurt your feelings or whatever. Like, I believe in the hadith that supports the tasawwuf that says that if you harm somebody with something with if you harm a Muslim with the gibah and namima, that they can take from your deeds on the day of judgment. Hey, I'm stingy. I'm about my paper. I ain't got nothing for y'all. I love y'all. I make dua for y'all. I hope, inshallah ta'ala, y'all get on the Surat al-Mustaqim and that y'all go to Jannatul Firdaus in that order. But I ain't got nothing for you on the day of Qiyamah. So this where tasawwuf saves me. And when we look at this video, if this brother was a Sufi, he could have been saved from public humiliation. Okay. And it's not about public humiliation. I just want to show and teach the people what is right and what is wrong with evidence. So I ain't got nothing for y'all on the day of judgment. I'm sorry. Okay. I'd rather take my public humiliation and say that I'm sorry, as opposed to we meet on the day of Qiyamah at the Surat and Allah Ta'ala stops us like, you owe him. I ain't got nothing for y'all, okay? Not one of y'all Salafis. I ain't got nothing for y'all. So I'm sorry, okay? I'm taking this. I'm publicly apologizing. So you can't have none of my deeds, okay? Okay, so this ayah, this is the situation at hand. We have to have khawf. Okay, we have to have khawfullah. Okay, y'all know this stuff, right? Y'all know this stuff, but I don't think people, since they have jumped off of the minhaj of the salaf, they're not getting those that's the stuff that the the sound Islamic teachings that are not inside of a book. They're not getting it. They're stuck inside of books, so they're not getting the ruh. They're not getting they're getting the letter of the law, but they're not getting the spirit of the law. That's going into maqasid, which is too deep for them because they haven't even touched fiqh yet. So so to touch on maqasid is a whole, inshallah, we will get there one day. We ain't there now because we have Aqidah issues. Imam Ghazali, I can't say this enough to y'all. Imam Ghazali, rahimahumullah, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, you have to agree with this statement. If you are a sincere Muslim, you have to agree with this statement because it's haqq and it comes straight from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even though y'all don't like Imam Ghazali, rahimahumullah, that's your own problem. You better like what I'm getting ready to say from what he said. If you don't know who you're worshiping, you haven't began to worship yet. If you don't know who you are worshiping, you have not began to worship Allah yet. This is what is at stake, y'all. This ain't just a difference of opinion. This is not a difference of a fiqh. This ain't even fiqh. This is aqidah. This is belief. You're allowed to have differences in your fiqh if they're legit. You're not allowed to have differences in your aqidah. You're not allowed to have that. This is iman. This is belief. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing that makes you Muslim. Okay? This is the thing that will give you salvation. And we are playing with it. Now the Salafi Minhaj has become it's a culture now. It's not even a minhaj anymore. It's a culture. And I say that because the simplest things that belong to the actual Salafi Minhaj, the actual Minhaj of the Salaf, the simplest stuff is not learned in the sect that calls themselves the Salafi Minhaj. The simplest things, for example, me and Abdul Mujib has been trying to inform one of the Salafi brothers, and he got a lot of gray in his beard. May Allah guide him. He's telling us that in so many words, don't follow the four imams, but follow the Sahaba. That is impossible. It's impossible and it's illogical. It's illogical and it's impossible. These are the things, like how are you on straight guidance? How are you on straight guidance if you don't even know basic stuff like that? That's basic. That's basic. So what's at stake here is the deen. Your iman. This is what is at stake. Now let me shut up. That's been 20 minutes. Let me shut up about that. I had to put that pretense on it so that we can understand the severity of this problem, y'all. This is not just people arguing back and forth. There's lives, hearts, souls, and minds that are at stake. Okay? So, in this ayat that I read, and I want to warn everybody, myself included, first, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna ladhina kadhabu bi ayatina wastakbaru anha. Those who reject the ayat and are arrogant about the ayat, our ayat, la tufattahu lahum abwabu sama, the doors of the sama of Jannah, of paradise, they will not open. They will not open for this kind of people. It's not talking about one person. These are all plural nouns being put here. This is talking about people, a type of person. وَلَا يَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ حَتَّى يَلِجَ الْجَمَلُ فِي سَمِّ الْخِيَاطِ. And I'm paraphrasing. The chances of them entering paradise is as good as the chances of a camel going through the eye of a needle. A camel going through the eye of the needle. And then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this is the reward for these criminals. That's the ayah, okay? Now, I don't want to get into tafsir, but I read this tafsir. I have it right here, and this ain't a tafsir video, but I'm paraphrasing. This is talking about individuals who are not Muslim, okay? The people who kadhabu and wastakbaru. They deny and then they're arrogant about the ayat of Allah. Okay? That this ayat and the tafsir that goes with it is talking about the people who reject the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we know that the hypocrites are not Muslim. Why do I say that? Because, well, y'all know the hypocrites aren't Muslim. Okay. Now, from that point, I don't have to talk about that. Y'all know that. That's basic Islam. If y'all don't know that, turn this video off and go and learn your Islam 101. Two of the Prophet ﷺ spoke on what makes a person a hypocrite. Okay? He spoke on what makes a person a hypocrite. And he said that when they belittle people, which we always find the Salafi people doing, if you say something they don't like, if you say, oh, Habibi, I have a hadith that supports tawasul. Oh, you're a grave worshiper. You just belittle me. And then they deny, they're arrogant about the ayat. They're arrogant, they deny knowledge. They don't accept knowledge. They do not accept knowledge. Those two things put you in a state of nifaq, and you got to make tawbah and you got to come back into Islam. This is important. This is what's at stake. Not just winning an argument on Facebook, not just winning an argument at the masjid, not proving somebody wrong. What is at stake here is our very Islam. This is what is at stake. When you spend too much time reading them Saudi Arabian books, you don't learn this kind of stuff. They didn't even write about these deep aspects of the deen. So y'all missing out on a whole bunch of juice. Alhamdulillah, y'all got the big brother here, and I'm sharing it with you. So this is what is at stake. This ain't just people arguing. This ain't trying to win and who can post more comments than the next person. This is not the niyyah. We all, inshallah, hope that we will be deemed as believers and go to the Jannah without no reckoning. This is what we all here for, I hope. Well, we got to work for that. In order for us to work for that, we cannot be arrogant about the ayat of Allah. And we cannot belittle people. Those two things go together. Because that's what the kuffar did to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. These are the characteristics of the kuffar. These aren't the characteristics of the believers. The characteristic of the believer, you teach the believer something? Oh, subhanAllah, alhamdulillah. I appreciate that. Omar, just quickly before we jump into this live recap of the video when we approved the errors. Omar, when Omar was not yet Muslim, he came to kill his sister and her husband, and they were Muslim. And they recited, I forget the ayah, I think the surah, I think it was Imran, I believe. One of y'all scholars, one of the Salafi scholars, correct me. He recited Imam Nadir, Assalamu alaikum. They recited the Quran to him. He stopped. He froze up because he knew it was the truth. This man came to get smoked on his own sister and his own brother-in-law, his family, his blood. He came to get smoked, and as soon as he heard the hot, he froze up. Hold up, time out. I need some more of that of what you just gave me. This is the way that the believers are. Not when you are contradicted with the haq. You was stuck about you all are denying the haq. You've been arrogant about the haq because somebody proved you wrong. So this is what is at stake, y'all. Be careful. Definitely myself first. I say it all the time. When I invite the Salafis to come on and talk to me on live and stuff, I'm hoping that they prove me wrong. And the first one that does, I will publicly denounce all the stuff that I said, all the videos I done made, and evidences that I done brought. I will publicly denounce it. I'm confident that won't happen because this ain't me. I'm just narrating to you what the Salafi Saaliheen said. And I'm just informing you all that what the Salafi Saaliheen said contradicts what Uthaymin, Fawzan, Bin Baz, Al-Albani, and whoever y'all deem to be scholars. They all contradicted the actual Salafi Saaliheen. And this video, a recap of this video, is going to prove that. Okay? It's going to prove it. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the live recap, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum to everybody that's on here. All right, we got to do a test. This is my first time doing this. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all still hear me? Give me a yes if y'all can still hear me. And I have to make sure that y'all can hear the video. Malika Muhammad, your comment is the only comment that I can see. Okay, I seen you, Malika Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sister. She said yes. Okay, let me know. I'm just going to play a test of the video. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it. So just quick, y'all, what kind of time or response time frames do y'all want to do? And I'm going to write them down. So that we
I just came basically.
Can y'all hear the video? Malika, I can see your comments. I can see your comments. Malika, tell me if y'all can hear the video. Can y'all hear the video? I can't see the comments. All right. The sister just said we can hear the video. All right. So I got this stuff timestamped. I have already. So this video was a part of a 3.5 hour conversation that we were having and we were doing. And our Salafi brother jumped on the video. He said, hey, he wanted to defend the Salafi Minhaj. I commend his bravery. And we sent him the link. We had several Salafis that were in the comments, tearing the comments up, but none of them would, put a glove on it. They wouldn't come on and get with us, you know what I'm saying? So this brother got with us, you know what I mean? And we all right, me and this brother, we cool. We definitely different. We lock horns, but we all right though. We text each other, occasionally or whatnot. He is where he is. I am where I am. So, and this is not to expose him per se. I mean, he put himself out there, so this is public. This is all public. This video is uploaded or whatnot. So I just want to zoom in on So I'm not calling him a liar, but I'm saying that the Salafi Minhaj, the criteria, the curriculum, it has lies in it. And for that reason, we should discard the Salafi Minhaj and join one of the four madahib, because the four madahib don't have lies in it. This is not calling him a liar. And one person made a good comment. They said, well, maybe this brother is just not so knowledgeable, and that's why he couldn't defend himself. So about that comment, first, the brother is knowledgeable. The brother is definitely a knowledgeable person. He's a very smart person. I think he probably is smarter than me. Very well spoken brother. He has, he has good English dialect. He has decent Arabic. My brothers would get on me about that. But he's a smart dude. He's not unknowledgeable. He's not knowledgeable about the Salafi Minhaj. He is. And like I said, he's him and the other guy, Kashif Muhammad Al-Ghazali, I think that's his name. They're the only ones, only two that have been brave enough to jump on here and sit in the hot seat. They're the only two that have been brave, and they will not invite me to their platforms because maybe all of the Salafis would become Malik even by the time I'm done. So they always come on here. I'm not scared that my viewers on my platform would leave, follow the madhab, and become a Salafi. I've never seen it in my life. So, alhamdulillah, I just needed to declare that. Oh, second, about the brother. He is knowledgeable, number one. Number two, he is quoting from the Salafi sources. So this ain't his own. These are not his own ideas. He's quoting from the Salafi sources. So the sources is what is the problem. Even the people, the Salafi people, y'all are not the problem. The curriculum, the books, the people who y'all call teachers, they are the problem. And y'all are learning what they are teaching. So this ain't an attack on y'all. This is an attack on the actual curriculum itself. So let's jump into it. So first, and I'm gonna skip through it. The video is uploaded in full, and it's on the YouTube channel, the Black Sunnah. Go subscribe, go like. If y'all like this type of content, that's where all of the videos are clouded. Alhamdulillah. But it's on there, and after this video, I'm gonna upload it to my platforms on Facebook. So okay, let me go to the first part. Okay. Hold up. Okay, so from right here, everybody pay attention.
You extrapolating your beliefs, so we can go to the next step. You understand? And it's not about trying to beat each other over the head with dogmatic issues, because honestly, as Black folk, we really, really, really do not have time for that. And that is just a fact, right? We need to take this thing to the next level. You understand? So now, if you have an issue with the Salafis, that's one thing. But let us come together, as Allah says in the Quran. If you differ in a matter, then refer it back to Allah and His Messenger. That's it. Let's just do that.
All right. First mistake. Okay, so y'all just remember, he asked us to only respond with Quran and Hadith. He asked us to only respond about that. Oh, and before we get way deep into it, let me first declare this was a heated conversation because all three of us are very passionate brothers. So myself and Abdul Majid, we did have a couple slips of the tongue. We didn't say nothing wrong. We kind of had slips of the tongue. Everybody know like that is a real thing. Like, so you're thinking fast and you're trying to respond, and I'm talking. All three of us are talking at the same time, so it kind of got heated. I made a mistake in my recitation of the ayah. Fas'alu ahlu dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. I said the dhikra. I think it should be dhikri. So I had a slip of the tongue there, and our Ustad Abdul Mujib, he had a slip of the tongue so I provided that Quranic ayah for proof to answer his question. Y'all just heard that's what all he wanted was Quran or Hadith. And Abdul Mujib came and brought a Hadith. But when he first initially responded, he said it was in the Quran. That was just a slip of a tongue. It's in the hadith, and I know that he knows that hadith. We talk wallahi, we talk too much. So it was just a slip of the tongue. So I just wanted to declare our mistakes first before Salafi get on here. It's like, oh, he lied and said this about the Quran, and the brother don't even know how to recite the Quran. We was in the heat of the moment. We're trying to hurry up and respond because it was a lot of talking over. So we had a couple slips of the tongue right there, and we know that. So just want to let y'all know. And I actually corrected it later on in the video and said I brought the ayah of the Quran and he brought the hadith. The hadith was about the throne being over the water, Allah Ta'ala's arsh being over the water. His point was if Allah Ta'ala is actually in a place like the Salafis believe, then how could his throne be above the samawat like they think? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the hadith that his throne was over the water 50,000 years before he created all that stuff. Okay. So just wanted to declare that before the Salafis jump in the comments and saying this stuff. Oh, they don't know this. They don't know that. We do know. We had a couple slips with the tongue. Let's get for it. Okay. So later on in the video, and I'm going to, I'm going to lay it out. Y'all just remember, I think 13 minutes into the video when the brother came on, he asked us only for the Quran and the Hadith. That's it. He asked us only for that. So, with him, let me make sure y'all still hear me, right? Because I can't see my actual screen on my laptop. I got it on the phone. He asked for that and how we responded for the evidence. Like, so he didn't want us to use our scholars, nobody from the madahib, not even the four imams themselves. He wanted us to use only a Quranic hadith, Quranic ayah, or a hadith from the Sunnah. That's it. That's all he wanted. And we did that. We was like, okay, cool, this is really impossible. But we said, okay, cool. We'll do that. We'll agree to that. So I tricked him. And I'll use the ayah from the Quran, the Fas'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. Ask the people of knowledge if you do not know. So when he asked me to only use the Quran and the Sunnah, when he asked us to only use the Quran and the Sunnah, I tricked him. I say, okay, so I'm going to use an ayah from the Quran that tells us to ask the people if we do not know. And then on top of that, I let him know, like, I'll use another ayah. I didn't recite the actual ayah because I don't know that one, but I paraphrased it to him, and he agreed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we do not know what the mutashabihat means in the hadith or the Quran. We do not know. So the evidence that we have to go to our scholars is in the Quran itself. So I used two Quranic ayats to prove what he said wrong. Two Quranic ayats. And he went out throughout the video in defense mode to say we never gave him the evidence. That was a lie. That was a lie. So we definitely gave him the evidence, and it was actually evidence that contradicted his point. So case in point, we do not know what the mutashabihat means, or when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says alif lam mim, what does that mean? We have to go to the mufassirin. We have to ask the ahlul dhikr. Okay, that's what Allah Ta'ala commanded us to do. It was not a recommendation. It was a command. So we do what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said do, and we go to the ahlul dhikr. Everybody, y'all should know. I don't want to keep getting nuanced. Y'all know who the ahlul dhikr is. If you do not, turn off this video and go and learn your basic Islam. If you don't know your basic Islam, your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, your Fardu Ain, inbox me. I can get you started on properly learning the Islamic fiqh curriculum, or I can hook you up with people who can hook you up to properly learn. So I'm not going to. This is for individuals who understand these terminologies. I'm not going to keep breaking everything down because the Salafis claim that they're knowledgeable anyway. So y'all should know. So y'all know who the Ahlul Dhikr is. And I even asked him in the video, once we upload it, y'all go and check it out. I asked him and he said yes. He confirmed everything that I said. So the Ahlul Dhikr, they are the Salafi Saaliheen, right? They are the Sahaba, those three blessed generations, okay? The three blessed generations. So when we want to know about the Mutashabihats, Ayah and the Hadith, when we want to know what that means, when Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, Alif Lam Mim, when Allah Ta'ala said Istiwa ala al-Arsh, when we when we need to find out what that is and what that means, we go to the three blessed generations. Our argument is the people of the madhabs and the A team, our social media platform group. Our whole stance is we are the real followers of the Salaf, and the people who call themselves the Salafi Minhaj are not the real followers of the people of the Salaf. They're not, and that's what these videos are, is to prove that. So when you go to what you call that when you go to see what the Salaf said, they performed what you call tafweed. And in short, that was the brothers Abdul Mujib. That was his answer to the question. So so I provided him an ayat that said we must ask the people of knowledge. Abdul Mujib told him what the people of knowledge said, which they go back and forth. He didn't really even understand. He doesn't even know what tafweed is. So when Abdul Mujib performed tafweed, he didn't even know what to do with it. He couldn't even deal with it. Okay, so point number one. Now let me fast forward. This is in my way. Okay, so let me fast forward to the meat on the bone. And Abdul Mujib's response was with that hadith. Like I said, he asked us to prove what the people of the madhab believe, only using Quran and only using hadith. And Abdul Mujib told him about the Sahih hadith. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody, Ustad Abdul Mujib, correct me if I'm wrong. That hadith you used, I think that's hadith Qudsi as well. I think that's hadith Qudsi. Somebody correct me. He used the hadith about the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne been over the water 50,000 years before he created the heavens and the earth. That's a hadith. I'm paraphrasing the hadith. That's a sound hadith at least, and at best that's a hadith Qudsi. So we gave him both the evidence. So I gave him the evidence of the Quran. We referred that to we refer we refer these matters to the Ahlul Dhikr, and the Ahlul Dhikr use that particular hadith to prove our belief, which is Allah does not have a place. Allah is not in a place. This is the marquee argument. This is the beef. This is what sparked the beef between the Madhabis and the Salafis. Okay, so if we settle that issue, then we can know who's right and who's wrong. So we use Quran and we use the Sunnah to prove our point. So we answered his question, even though he, went throughout the video saying we did not answer the question. And if you look at the video, it's kind of confusing because we all going back and forth, we all talking, and it's kind of confusing. That's why I wanted to do this live recap. So next point, let's go to the part in the video where okay, so he did not tell the truth about what the Salafi Minhaj believes. And we're gonna pull it. Okay, right here.
Asked you where you got your beliefs from, hadith, Quran, these type of things, right? I want to know, how do you say, for example, finger in Arabic?
I don't know.
You know my brother.
Is it Sabai? Is it Sabai?
Yeah, it's bad. Okay. How
I know that from memorizing my fiqh lesson. But tell me what's Sabai.
No problem. How do you say face in Arabic? How do you say it?
What?
Okay. How do you say eye in Arabic?
Ain.
Okay. Right. So the Arabs, they know their language, right? We are saying that whatever Allah says, that's what we believe. Allah knows His language much better than we do. That's what we're saying. I'm asking you directly, right? Because you're accusing the Salafis of all these things, right? You're accusing the Salafis put Allah in a place. You know, the Salafis are Muslim. No problem, right? Say what you need to say, right? I don't know a single Salafi, not one, that says Allah is in a place.
All right. Y'all just heard it for yourselves. Big contradiction. Okay. So in the same breath, he said that we only say, I'm paraphrasing him. Y'all just heard what he said. He basically said, we only say about Allah what Allah says about himself. Boom. So that principle that they have in the Salafi Minhaj has put them into what we call tashbih, okay? Likening Allah to his creation. So that belief has created that principle has created the belief in the Salafi Minhaj that Allah is above the heavens and the arsh. Na'udhu billah. Okay? So that's the situation. And then he turned around and said, I don't know a single Salafi who believes that Allah is in a place. He just contradicted himself. So if he said that they only say what Allah, and this is a Salafi principle, it's in their books, it's in their teachings, and this is where they get the crooked Aqidah from. They say, we only say and confirm what Allah said about himself. Okay, Allah Ta'ala said that he was above the Arsh. Allah Ta'ala said he was on the Arsh above the heavens. Allah Ta'ala said that. Allah said that. So that means that according to y'all's principle, to y'all's crooked usul, that you take this stuff literally. When you take it literally, when Allah Ta'ala said that, you have to confirm that. Okay, you confirm that. And in the Salafi books, I've done videos on it. Go and check it. And I brought the evidence from Uthaymeen, Fawzan bin Baz, all the famous people, when they said that they do the outward mean, the outward confirmation, that take these things that its apparent meaning, and they say they have the meaning to it. So they separate themselves from the Mufawwidah, who say, hey, we just confirm what Allah Ta'ala said, we're going to leave it alone. When we refer back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they differentiate themselves and say, hey, no, we have the meaning and we confirm what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. This is tashbih and it is tajsim. And those two things are acts of kufr. Know this, Salafi brothers, Salafi sisters. If you confirm this outward, take it at its apparent meaning, and then you say, hey, we know the meaning because the Salafi principles say, why would Allah reveal to us something and we don't know what the meaning of it is, and they use ayahs to try to prove that? Why would Allah say that he perfected the religion of Rasulullah, of us with Rasulullah sallallahu, and he didn't give us the meaning? This right here, all of the scholars of every generation has said that this is tashbih and it is tajsim. Two acts of kufr, okay? Don't hate the good brother. I'm just telling you what the scholar said. Like y'all like to say, we're just following the Salafi Saaliheen. And I challenge any Salafi that's on here, go back to the time of the three blessed generations and see what they have to say about this matter. And that's what you're going to find 100% guaranteed. Also, last point about that particular contradiction, the brother actually, if you go on his YouTube or you go on his page, you will find a whole video that he stole off of my page of a world-renowned sheikh, Sheikh Dudu, Hafidhullah, who was explaining how illogically Allah could be in a place. He stole that video and did a live reaction to Sheikh Dudu's video, and trying to, now mind you, this brother is not a sheikh. He's not even close to a sheikh. And Sheikh Dudu is world renowned. He's contradicting Sheikh Dudu. So the fact that he came on our platform and said he doesn't know a single Salafi that says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in a place, he himself made a whole video about it and even made a haram display about the earth and the universe and saying that Allah was over the universe. Na'udhu billah. Okay? Na'udhu billah, all that was haram. He actually made a video about it. So that's another lie. Now, next point. This is where it really gets juicy. All right. It gets juicy right here. And this part, this is where we are going to expose how the Salafi Minhaj is wrong. Its Aqidah is crooked. Not just me talking to him and him talking to me and this boom, boom, boom. Because when two people think they right and they talking to each other, they thinking that no, they can't be wrong. So he pulled out some evidence and we pulled out some evidence, and we're gonna judge the evidence. Now pay attention.
That's for the evidence. I haven't received evidence. Now I'm giving evidence and being demanded to explain the evidence on top. And when all I ask is the evidence, it's no problem. It's no problem. Are you going to read it? No problem. We will read. We'll read. Hold on. Let him read it. Let him read it. Okay. All right. Okay. So, anyways. Okay. All that is revealed in Allah's book, the Quran, in regards to His sifat, qualities, ta'ala, Most High, His face, eyes, hands. Allah's messenger qualified him to in the true.
Sorry, I made a mistake. I got to go back some because that's the tafsir. I had to get him reading the actual hadith itself. Sorry, let me rewind it for a second. Okay, right here.
Listen. Where's the tafsir to that? Because that's just a hadith.
Because I know what he said. I know what he said. Bukhari, he himself translated it. Imam Bukhari knows more than me.
I'm not quite sure how to write Abu Hassan Ashmi is like a little bit later, but okay. I'm going to take you.
You forgot to answer that question?
I'm going to.
Real quick. He likes to badger me, and I've challenged him about it. He likes to badger me about saying that Bukhari and Imam Ash'ari had the same aqidah. It's a trick question. So when I say that to a Salafi, I'm trying to trick him into seeing his erroneous belief system. Of course, Imam Ash'ari is behind Imam Bukhari. Of course, anybody who studied knows this. But what the Salafi Minhaj is not being taught is that Imam Bukhari and Imam Ash'ari shared the same sheikh in the Aqidah. They shared the same sheikh in Aqidah. Okay? So they both believe the same thing.
Take your word for it.
Did you forget to answer that question?
In front of me, I have Sahih Bukhari, right? Imam Bukhari, he has a book in his Sahih. It's called Bab Kitab Tawhid, okay? And he writes the different abwab on top of it, like he titles them. Okay, this is Sahih Bukhari, okay? This one is called Bab Qawl Allah Azza wa Jal. كل شيء هلك إلا وجهه, right? What's Ishmana? What's that? Who? What's the meaning of that? Okay, let me tell you in English. Right? Because you said you don't want to translate the Arabic.
Did you say Ajnabu?
You now I have to translate the Arabic because you don't know.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, okay. I said, كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه.
And what did he say? What did he say?
You don't want me to translate the Arabic.
No. What did he say the meaning of that was? Well, what did he say the meaning of that was?
He put.
Okay, so just know this. Because I know, like, we all talking at the same time. So let me explain to y'all what's going on. He read a hadith from Bukhari, and he was trying to prove tajseem, okay? He was trying to use a hadith to liken Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to his creation. And the hadith said that from Bukhari now, this is from Imam Bukhari, rahimahumullah himself. It said that everything is going to perish except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's face. Okay, so he read that hadith to try and prove us wrong, that we cannot say that Allah Ta'ala's face, na'udhu billah, is literal. So he's using the whole Salafi principle of taking things by the apparent meaning. and putting the meaning inside of it, basically saying that it is actual and literal. He used that hadith to try to as evidence against us. And at this point in the video, we are going to expose how he's wrong.
The chapter, the heading of it, you tell me what the meaning is.
Listen, I'm not. Habibi. I let everybody talk, right?
That means everything will be destroyed except Allah's face. Except his face.
I already know this. I know this. This is what I said. We're playing games. Listen, what did Imam Bukhari? I'm not going to. So what did Imam Bukhari?
I believe that Imam Bukhari, right, put a chapter in his book saying that everything will perish save his face.
Why did he put that? Listen, he said.
Why did he put that? To say that he doesn't have a face? To say that Allah doesn't have a face?
Listen,
no problem. We don't have to stop there. We can
continue. You gotta allow me to talk. I let you talk for 20 minutes.
Okay, please, but with either an ayat of the Quran or a hadith, please, because I don't want. Like I said, I'm not about to debate.
What's your point? What's your point?
Collins.
What's your point?
Hold on. Look at me. Hold on. I'll allow you to talk. Collins, wallahi, you have to stop, please. I allow everyone to talk. I sat here. Eyewitnesses. We have witnesses. I didn't say anything. What you're doing, you're reciting something. Imam Bukhari, he himself translated it. Imam Bukhari knows more than me. What did he say that meant?
Would you like to see?
No, tell me what he said it meant, because I know what he said. He said it means the dominion. He said it means the al-mulk. The word you mean the mulk.
He did not win.
Swear by Allah. Swear by Allah, he didn't say that. Swear by Allah, he didn't say that.
Would you like to see?
Yeah. Let us see.
He didn't say that.
Let us.
Okay, so at this point, this is where we expose the erroneousness of the Salafi Minhaj. Okay, so the brother Abdul Mujib, he in the comments, he just so this is so take note of this, my Salafi brothers and sisters. Take note of this. Abdul Kabir Muhammad Al-Maliki was wrong again. So he just corrected. Ustad Salih Abdul Mujib just corrected me. He said that it is an ayah. So I said that we had a slip of a tongue. I had a slip of a tongue. He did not. He just corrected us. And he gave us the ayah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kullu shay'in halaka halikun illa wajha. Okay, that's the ayah of the Quran. And he gave us the reference. That's Surah 28, ayah 88. So I was wrong. See the tasawwuf? You should not have a problem with saying that you are wrong in front of the world, in front of one person, whoever. You should not have a problem with that. Now, he just taught me something. I didn't know that. He just taught me something. You should be willing to be wrong. That's a lesson, y'all. That's what tasawwuf is. That's what purification of your nafs. That's what that is. Okay, back to the video. So right here is where we prove him wrong. So he read the hadith. Now, Ustad Salih Abdul Mujib, now we're going to expose why he cannot use that hadith in reference to tajsim and tashbih, into likening Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to his creation.
Let us see his explanation. Where's the tafsir to that? Because that's just the hadith.
Because I know what he said. I know what he said.
It's right here.
I know what he said.
Tell us the explanation.
Right here, on the bottom here.
Tell
Shall I
us.
read it?
What does it say?
Shall I read it? Okay.
Read it in Arabic. Tell me we're reading in Arabic.
No. The people are telling me that they can't understand our Arabic, so we should tone down the Arabic. Because this is for the people. This ain't for us. This is for the people. So go ahead and read it.
Notice, my brothers and sisters, I came, in good faith. Abdul Kabir knows my position. I'm not trying to debate anybody. I just want to prove.
Go ahead,
I just want the evidence. The first thing I asked was for the evidence. Okay?
Read it. You got the floor
now.
I
haven't received evidence. Now I'm giving evidence and being demanded to explain the evidence on top. And when all I ask is for the evidence, there's no problem. There's no problem.
Are you going to read it?
No problem. We will read.
Hold on. Let him read it. Let him read it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyways. Okay. all that is revealed in Allah's book, the Quran, in regards to his sifat, qualities, ta'ala, most high, his face, eyes, hands. Allah's messenger qualified him in the true, authentic prophets' hadith, in regards to his qualities, like nusul, descent, okay, or his laughing and others. Excuse me. The religious scholars of the Quran and the Sunnah believe in these qualities of Allah, and they confirm that they are.
The transmission is from somebody else, Hadith.
Boom! Hey, if y'all rewind that, you can see me and Ustad Salih Abdul Majid reacted at the same time when he got in. When we started hearing touch seam and we started hearing touch B, we was like, whoa, no, stop, at the same time. Okay, wallahi ta'ala, at first, him or I, we did not know what book he was reading from, okay? We did not know what book he was reading from. But since we study the actual Salafi Saaliheen, we know what they say about this matter. So we knew that he was not going to read something, a tafsir, from anybody reputable during the time of the Salafi Saaliheen. We knew that. He fell right into the trick. As soon as he got to that part when he was reading all of that touch seam and all of that touch big, we crushed it. We stopped it. No, boom, you a lie. Now, what's wrong with this picture? Y'all remember the first point when 13 minutes into the video, when he asked us to only give him Quranic ayah and only give us a hadith? Remember that? He contradicted himself right there. Because once he read, he didn't give us any Quran. He gave us a hadith. He tried to prove touch seam with the hadith. And when he could not prove it with the hadith, he went and read a tafsir, what he forbade us from doing. The Salafi Minhaj is full of contradiction. It's full of contradiction. And this is because they do not follow a madhab. Madhabs are divinely revealed knowledge. It's impossible to contradict. When you jump off the minhaj of the madhab, then you get lost in this forest and you just start shooting from the hip. That's what's wrong with trying to go to the Quran and the Sunnah on your own. When he was forced to explain this mutashabih, this is a mutashabih hadith, okay? When he was forced to explain this, when he said that he wasn't going to use anybody's explanation, only the Quran, only the hadith, he couldn't. Which is fine, no problem. We all have to do this. And soon as he went into the tafsir, he read the tafsir and we busted it wide open. Now, so for the Salafis, they probably looking at this like, what's wrong? He read the tafsir. What's wrong? That's tafsir. It is not tafsir. So I end up when he put the book up to the screen, I had to go back to the video and screenshot the book. It was blurry. I had to literally like go hard. I've seen the book before and it popped in my brain. It's a 9-volume set that you can get off of Amazon for $190 of Sahih Bukhari, produced, translated by what's his name, Muhsin Khan. That's what he was reading from. The most basic of books that are rejected. And he had and that tafsir is from what's his name, Taqiyuddin al-Hilali. All of the scholars have come together and said it is problems with that whole effort. May Allah Ta'ala reward them for what good came out of it. And I don't know if I'm gonna make dua for the mistakes that got in it, because I don't know if they purposely put it in there or not. And these guys were highly intelligent and highly brilliant individuals that they, I don't see how they missed this. So that tafsir came from Taqiyuddin al-Hilali, and he was a known Wahhabi. He was a very well-known Wahhabi. He's actually from a Maliki country, so he didn't have no excuse to be a Wahhabi. I don't know what his excuse was. And Muhsin Khan, He's from a Hanafi country, so I don't know where he got lost and configured that. But they both worked for the Wahhabi government. They both were paid and fed by the Wahhabi government and given positions of power and knowledge. But the scholars of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they have told us to leave that alone. And the Noble Quran that Muhsin Khan put out, they've warned against all of those works. Leave it alone. We have plenty other tafasir and hadith collections with appropriate translations and appropriate tafasir, okay? They exist. And that's the next part of the video. We're going to bust his head open. So you see the Wahhabi, Al-Hilali, the self-proclaimed Wahhabi, Al-Hilali. You will see what y'all just seen what he said in his tafsir. Now watch what happens when we go and open up the tafsir from Bukhari himself.
That is not Bukhari's words, man. That is not what Bukhari said about that hadith. First and foremost, you violated what you said yourself. Is that we can't use other men. No problem. Yeah.
That Islamically, I'm not supposed to do that. I can't do that. Islamically. So what you're telling me to do is intellectually incorrect, Habibi. Secondly, like I said, you read a tafsir of someone else. I can go read what Imam Nawawi said about Nuzul. And who you read is the 19th century Imam. I could say what Imam Nawawi said, what Imam al-Bayhaqi said, what Imam Asqalani said. I can do that, but you told me not to. You got people here. Listen. Everybody, say what you had to say. People, this is other people of our team that's knowing what you're doing and don't agree with you. You're doing incorrect things. So me personally, I don't want to speak on stuff anymore because intellectually you lie.
In the beginning, I asked you to please bring ayat of Quran or a hadith, right? Correct? That was my stipulation. Who asked me for the explanation of this hadith?
I ain't got nothing.
Did I ask myself? Did I put the stipulation on myself?
Oh yeah, that's clear.
So now when I read the explanation of the hadith, because it doesn't come from Bukhari, you start saying that I'm lying.
Well, I mean,
so what am I supposed to do?
Ain't nobody take.
What do you want me to do? I asked you from the beginning,
and them personally,
right from the jump, and I kept asking you again. Please, I just need ayat of Quran or authentic hadith. That's it.
Hold up. Something just happened to the video. I don't know what happened to the video.
I'll send right now to answer that question. Brother, you say the same thing, so we clear.
Yeah,
you feel like I'm gonna be fair to you.
Hold up, the other video is playing in the background for some reason. Hold up, let me figure this out.
You cut me off like that. Listen, you're saying like y'all. I'm gonna read some. I'm not. Hold up.
Hold up. Let me find. Hold up. Technical difficulties. Let me find the part when I read it to him. What Bukhari said. I thought I had it marked and time stamped. I didn't. It was weird. It was like this video was playing at the same time as that video. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it.
You lied, bro. You lied. And it's on. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't moving around. Nothing. Hey, turn the chat off. Turn the chat off. We can hear the chat. Turn it off.
When I asked you in the beginning saying that I'm lying.
His actual statement and the reference.
No problem.
So I sent you $20 to answer that question. Who is that tafsir from?
I still talk to him. No problem.
What's that tafsir from?
I asked you ayat of Quran or a hadith for your beliefs, not for my beliefs.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with the video. Well, I got the book right here, so if y'all can go back to the video. I'm gonna see if I can find the timestamp, but this the book right here. I For real, I could turn this off. Okay. Okay, so I got the book right here. I read it. I don't know. I didn't have a little technical difficulty. I don't know what happened on the video. It was like playing back the live video over top of me sharing the screen on the actual YouTube video. But y'all be able to, go back and we'll timestamp it or whatever. But y'all see he read that that tafsir to Bukhari and that hadith of Bukhari, and it was a Salafi Wahhabi scholar. Well, actually, he was a Wahhabi Salafi. A Wahhabi Salafi scholar contradicted Bukhari himself. Here's the book right here, what I was reading from. And it says, Imam Bukhari, rahimahumullah, said in his exegesis of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words, everything shall perish except his face, his wajah. Everything except his dominion, his mulk. And this came from Fath al-Bari, volume 8, 364. So that's our evidence right there. And also, he never answered the question. And y'all can go back and look at the video. It's uploaded, like I said, on the YouTube. He never answered the question. I even offered him $20 at that instance and at that moment if he would tell us who that tafsir scholar is. I had to go find it for myself from the screenshot that I took and found the book on Amazon for $190. He would not tell us because his pride and his ego was puffed up. He got proved wrong in front of the whole entire world. Got proved wrong. So it's not about him. Let's get away from the brother. Let's get to the crux of the matter. He was only reading out of a Salafi book. That's an accepted, renowned Salafi book. That version of Tafsir to Bukhari. He owns that. He doesn't own Fath al-Bari. And Ustad Abdul Majid, he pulled the actual Fath al-Bari up. He actually sent that to me. He sent it to me. So how is it that y'all are following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf when all of y'all books have stuff in it that contradicts the actual Salaf? Makes zero sense. And everybody say, oh, you can't prove it. You can't prove that the Salafi Minhaj is bid'ah. I just did. And this is, and y'all can't say, oh, well, maybe he erred in just that one thing or so on and so forth. No, this is a matter of iman. That's a matter of iman. That's a matter of belief that he erred in. And y'all are reading these books and believing the same stuff that they believe, that the actual scholars of the Salaf said is kufr. This is the magnitude of the situation, y'all. This ain't no game. This ain't no, oh, that brother just posted something I don't like. I'm finna embarrass him on Facebook and post all this stuff in comments and trolls. This is evidence. This is evidence. Y'all reading this stuff and y'all believing it. We're telling y'all, stop reading those books from Uthaymin, Fawzan, Bin Baz, Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and Al-Albani, and Mukbil, and Madkhali. Stop reading those books. They are upon bid'ah. And y'all don't even know how to compare and contrast because y'all not even reading the actual works of the Salafi Saaliheen. Y'all are reading pamphlets that these dudes wrote and y'all are believing what they quoted. Y'all are just like that book, Bukhari. Everybody accepts Bukhari. Nobody knows, none of the Salafis know that Bukhari and Imam Ash'ari learned Aqidah from the same person. Don't none of y'all know that. But if you go on the Salafi website, oh, Ash'ari, grave worshiper, they teach out of Imam Nawawi's 40 hadith. They have halakha circles in Saudi Arabia all the way to here. And they do not know that Imam Nawawi, rahimahumullah, was an Ash'ari. How can I be wrong for being a, quote, grave worshiper? But Imam Nawawi's not wrong for being a grave worshiper. Y'all all mixed up. Y'all love Tafsir Ibn Kathir. Y'all love Tafsir Ibn Kathir. And Ibn Kathir was a self-proclaimed Ash'ari. He did not even Ibn Taymiyyah was one of his teachers. Yes. He opposed Ibn Taymiyyah in Aqidah and a lot of stuff. Y'all don't even know that. Y'all be on y'all's page of Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah and then Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Kathir and don't even know the nature of their teachings. All y'all doing is reading remixed books, remixed versions of their works, just like I just proved. Bringing the authentic statement and y'all twisting the interpretation. This is what we're trying to tell y'all. And let me say this again, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to get laughs and hearts and likes. I want my people to be on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. When I line up and go shoulder to shoulder with the brother at Jum'ah, I don't want him looking at me like, man, he just dropped his hands after Takbir al-Tahrima. Deviant. I don't want you feeling like that towards me. I might need you, brother. I might say, hey, oh yeah, that brother owns a construction business. Oh, you got a construction business? I got a landscaping business. Because you believe I'm deviant, you ain't going to do no business with me. That's what a community is. If I die, if nobody's available to do my janazah, you believe that I'm a kafir, you won't do my janazah. That's community. If I want to marry a sister and she know that I pray with my arms down to the side, you out here deviant. I ain't he or she. I ain't marrying him. That's community. I want us together. I don't want us fighting. But we got to be real. We say y'all on Dalalah. Y'all say we on Dalalah. Let's get to it. Let's prove it. And I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. I've been hollering for a year now that I got $100 for anybody that can provide for me a sanad for the Salafi belief. And nobody has done it because nobody can do it. There is no sanad for the Salafi Minhaj. There is none. They have no connection to the Salaf themselves. They have no connection to the Salaf themselves. Their connection, their sanad, their chain goes back to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab. The Salafi Minhaj did not start until Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab came in. Don't come telling me I don't know what Salafiyya is. Don't ask me what is Salafiyya. Don't ask me what is the call to Salafiyya. The answer to that is to bid'ah. That's what the call to Salafiyya is. We can't get to learning nothing, y'all, until we get past this issue. When I do these little ratchet videos like this, it get 200 views, 300 views, 400 views, 500 views. But when we actually start teaching Aqidah, we actually have classes of Aqidah on my platform. Excuse me, our platform. I said mine because I'm thinking about my Facebook. We have approved, world-renowned, accepted by all scholars of all time, even the Wahhabis. We have Aqidah classes 3 or 4 times a week. We have fiqh classes at least 3 times a week. 3 views, 4 views, 5 views. How in the world can we come together as a people and we come together as a community when we're not all on the same page? How? How can we build a masjid and then somebody call the adhan? The ranks will never be established because y'all believe that the way that we call the adhan is bid'ah because it doesn't match what the Saudi Arabians said. We can't even get the ranks started. How can we sit down and have a circle of halakha? How can zina stop? How can murder in our community stop? How can crime altogether, systemic racism? How can we end all of this if only 5 of us are fighting this fight? The rest of y'all are not even fighting this fight. Y'all are fighting us while we're trying to fight the fight. While we're trying to help our people and build communities with peace inside of them, something that Black people never had or have, not even in the Salafis, in Salafi communities. Philadelphia, y'all off the chain, y'all off the hook, and y'all know it. And all of y'all, most of y'all are Salafis, and y'all communities are still off the hook, and y'all know it. Y'all know it. I got my brothers are imams in Philadelphia. And the stuff that they tell me that the people who call us grave worshipers are doing is shameful. Y'all haven't even began to establish a community so that we can live in peace. That's what's at stake, not winning an argument on Facebook. And the only way that we can establish peace and community is by following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. That's the only way that we can do it. But y'all have to listen to us. Y'all have to look at videos like this. Y'all are not following the Salaf. Y'all are following Muhsin Khan, Al-Hilali. Y'all following Mukbil. Y'all following Madkhal. Y'all following Uthaymin, Bin Baz. None of those people are people of the Salaf. We judge the actual people, the actual rightly guided Muslims. We judge all of the latter-day scholars by the criteria of the Salaf. That is for a reason. People are going to say all kinds of everything. How are we going to know what's right and what's wrong? Our Prophet took care of this. Allah Ta'ala perfected our deen. He perfected our deen. He said that the three blessed generations. Y'all know the hadith. He said the three blessed generations. After that, it'll be fitna. So when we need to put some straightening on one of the latter day imams, how do we what compass? How do we measure them? If it's just buck wild like y'all say, oh, grab the Quran, grab the hadith, and give a ruling. This is y'all's mentality. How do we know your Quran and your hadith is correct? Who's judging you? Who's certifying you? Who's saying what you said is correct about this ayah or about the Quran or about the hadith? We judge the latter scholars up against the Salaf. Look at what the Salaf said. If this latter scholar is saying what the Salaf said, I could take from him. Salafi Wahhabi people, wake up. Your scholars are not saying what the scholars of the Salaf said. Y'all are not saying that. And when we bust y'all head about it, y'all do just like I was saying in the beginning of this video. Brothers always say, just like y'all seen in the video. Oh, don't tell me about the Salaf. Don't tell me about the four Imams. Don't tell me what Ibn Abdul Barr said. Don't tell me about what Taqiyuddin Tajuddin Al-Suki said. Taqiyuddin Al-Suki. Don't tell me what he said. All of the great scholars. Don't tell me what Sidi Khalil said. I want to know Quran. I want to know Sunnah. I want to know the Hadith. Y'all, when y'all get proven wrong, y'all just erase the divine history. Because the divine history contradicts your minhaj. Is this not that ayah? وَكَذَّبُوا وَاسْتَكْبَرُوا. You lying and you denying it, and you being arrogant about it. You are denying it and you are being arrogant about it. It is what it is. Look at the time of the Salaf. I'm challenging y'all. Look at the time of the Salaf. Look at the hadiths that the Salaf brought, and then look at the tafsir that the Salaf brought. Don't take the hadith and leave the tafsir. That's haram. The tafsir came with the ayah. The tafsir came with the hadith. You cannot have the ayah if you don't have the tafsir. You cannot have the hadith if you don't have the tafsir. You can't. It's impossible. It's illogical. Not even the mujtahideen. They don't even do that. The mujtahideen know the tafasir. They don't erase it out of history. They know the tafasir. So if all of the mujtahideen of all times, they took from the tafsir, who are you to erase the tafsir out of history? You've never even seen a mujtahid in your life. Don't tell me, don't say, hey, brother, give me the Quran or Sunnah. Don't tell me what Malik said. Oh, Malik prayed with his hands to the side. That's bid'ah. Malik, hey, they're not teaching y'all. I forgive y'all for saying that because y'all ignorant. Y'all don't know. Malik had 900 scholars from the Tabi'in. He was in that 3 blessed generations. He had ijaza from 900 different, he sat with 900 different scholars and was given ijaza by over 77 scholars in the city of the Prophet. Alayhi salatu wassalam. How can you compete with that? Y'all need to change y'all's narrative to don't tell me what Al-Albani said, tell me what Imam Malik said. Don't tell me what Fawzan said, tell me what Imam Ahmad said. Imam Ahmad memorized over 2 million hadiths with the chains. Al-Albani is not known to have known 200 hadiths. And you want to tell me that Al-Albani graded it sahih? What is y'all favorite line? Allah musta'an. Come on, y'all. This is silly. This is silly. That's like putting me up against Jordan. That's like putting me right now, almost 40 years old, can't play more than 2 games of basketball in 1 week, up against 95 Jordan. And then me and everybody who loves me saying, yeah, man, Abdul Kabir, he gonna dog Jordan. That's how y'all sound. This is scary. That's scary, y'all. And if when y'all making salah and you got any type of khushu'ah, you got any type of accountability in your daily acts of ibadah, you first got to have that khawf. You first have to have that khawf. That's the only way you will be rightly guided. I'm challenging y'all's sincerity. It is impossible for you to be sincere and be a Salafi or Wahhabi. It is impossible. All of the people who are Salafis and who are Wahhabis who are sincere, they cruise straight through that phase. They cruise straight through it. They all come out of it. They all be like, hold up, Al-Albani just said what? And Imam Nawawi just said what? I don't know about that one. That's a sincere person. The non-sincere person will pick Al-Albani over Imam Nawawi. Will pick Al-Albani over Imam Ahmad. Will pick Al-Albani over Imam Malik. That is an insincere Muslim. Na'udhu billah, na'udhu billah, na'udhu billah. So I hope this point has been made clear. That's an hour and a half. I did not intend to go that long. Which argument, Imam Nadir? Which one? Boy, he said, he's spitting hawk right now. Man, Allah said that'll make your tongue flow with it. Allahumma ameen, 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 ameen. And I ain't trying to be slick, y'all. I really ain't trying to be slick. Listen, I'm from the hood. I'm from the streets, man. I'm tired of fighting, man. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting my people. When I was in prison for 2 years, y'all all was reading books. Y'all was deaning while I was in the trenches. A lot of y'all, especially in Philadelphia, y'all born and raised Muslims. Y'all got uncles and aunts and brothers. Man, I'm in Cincinnati. Man, we ain't got no Muslims. We ain't got no generations of no Muslims. Not no black ones. Not no black ones. Especially not in the hood. And y'all got aunties, uncles, mamas, daddies that's Muslim. And I got to fight y'all? Islam saved me from gang banging. Islam saved me from being a Paru. Islam saved me from that. Shooting people in my own community, robbing people. I ain't shooting nobody in my own community. I'm just saying in general. Robbing people. Y'all know, allegedly. Let me change the subject. Allah saved me from all this fighting, man. Come on now. Can we come to an agreement? Give me one salah. Let me see. Where they at? Because they not on my page. They scared of me. They on my wife's page, and they ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing. Can I get one Salafi that could just come? Can I get one Salafi that's of knowledge, that's humble, and that will take the knowledge from the time of the Salaf and compare it to what the Saudi Arabian scholars say, and provide me with some logic on how the Saudi Arabian scholars are bigger and better than the Mujtahideen and the Muhaddithin of the three golden ages. I'm begging for somebody. I don't think nobody on Facebook can handle it. I keep telling the brother I'm getting ready to call Tahir White. I'm getting ready to phone him. I'm getting ready to fly to Philly and go to his masjid and sit him down. Me and him gonna be knee to knee because I don't know if any of these Facebook Salafis is sophisticated enough. This conversation is above y'all's pay grade right now. That's above y'all's pay grade. I need to go. I need Thawid Wyatt. I need Imam Thawid Wyatt to make me understand how Ben Baz, Al Albani, Fawzan, Madkhal, Mukbil, and whoever I forget, Ibn Abdul Wahab, how their teachings are preferred to Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmad, Imam Abu Hanifa, and all the people who are on their ijazah. I need that logically explained to me, and I am willing to learn. I'm willing to learn. I keep telling everybody, I need that one Salafi to work that out for me. And when we do, I'm going to be the one to declare and end the beef and say, hey, y'all, the Salafi Minhaj is the fifth madhab. I'm going to be the one that's going to do that. All of my content on my platform is going to change. But I ain't going to believe you because I like you. Like y'all say, where's the haq? Where's the dalil? Prove this to me. Prove this to me. Please. Please, somebody prove it. So let me go. I don't know if I got time for the comments today. Let me see. Issa Bey. Assalamu alaikum, Aki. Said we need to further clarification on the Wahhabis' latest argument that the Ash'ari of the time of Imam Nawawi had different beliefs from those of the latter, the current generation. They claim deviance in the original Ash'ari methodology. I'm curious to know if anyone has brought evidence on this divergence. Yeah, I did a whole video on that, Issa Bey. Yeah, well, not a whole video, but I mentioned it in one of the videos. So that's a real easy thing to deal with. City Issa Bey. That's a real easy argument. And after like studying it and looking at it for a long time and banging my head up against it and doing some real ijtihad about that. The quick and easy answer to not even be sophisticated is we don't even have the works of Imam Ash'ari. We don't have an official book of the Ash'ari Aqidah. We don't have it. The books like what's the name? Abu Isa, what was the name of the book? But it starts with a B. SubhanAllah, I forget the name. I forget the name of it, but it's like his most famous book. The Salafis and the Wahhabis got their hands on his most famous book and they twisted it up. They changed it. And the way that our scholars were able to prove that was because we have the way that we learn our Ash'ari Creed. You can look at the Sanusi Creed as well, too. The Sanusi Creed has a lot of it codified. But all of the madahib that had taken the scholars that took the Aqidah of Imam Ash'ari, what they were taught, personally, that ijazah, that suhbah, that chain of connection, that sanad, what they were taught in those personal meetings, they put into their works. Like, for instance, we have an Aqidah section in Ibn Ashir in our Maliki fiqh. We have the first thing that it teaches you is the Aqidah, what is accepted, what is not accepted, so on and so forth. We have also in another book, in the Risala, Ibn Abi Zayd, there's another Aqidah section in there. That's how we know the Ash'ari creed. So I said that to say, how could they? Yeah, Al-Ibana, that's it. Al-Ibana, that's the name of the book. The Wahhabis got their hands on it and they changed it. So we can't use it. So number one, if we don't have any of Imam Ash'ari's actual works, then what are they judging our erroneousness off of? And number two, if they got their hands on Al-Ibana and they changed it, where's the original Al-Ibana? Where's the original to where they could make that claim and say that, okay, Imam Ash'ari believed this, and the Ash'aris of today believe that? Where's the original copy of the of Al-Ibana so that we can begin to legitimize their argument? We don't have it. They're not going to find it. So they're lying. Once again, they are lying. The only way that you can learn about it is if you go into the works of the Madahib, which they have not and are not going to do. They have statements. They know that we believe in Tawassul, we believe in Istighatha. They work off of those statements, and this is all the madhab of Ibn Abdul Wahhab, the hater of Muslims, the murderer of Muslims. This is all his madhab. I got his book. I'm working on a whole refutation series of his book, The Things That Nullify One's Islam. I'm beginning a refutation on that book, that filth. I don't even want to call it a book, that filth. Besides the ayahs of the Quran that's in it. That's all his madhab. They take his pamphlet, they take pamphlets from him and from their little scholars, and then they're blind following those scholars. And they make statements in those books. You go to a grave and you make dua through that person that's in that grave. Here's an ayah of the Quran when Allah said that you only pray to Allah. Oh, that's shirk. Man, come on with that poor man's ijtihad. First and foremost, this is what I want to ask the Wahhabi people. How in the world can y'all blind follow Ibn Abdul Wahhab when he was in his ijtihad, when he was not even a mujtahid? How can you have ijtihad from a person who was not a mujtahid? This is stuff that they're not teaching y'all in these little pamphlets. This is stuff they're not teaching y'all in the pamphlets. Oh, Sheikh al-Islam, Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab said grave worshiping is shirk, and shirk equals kufr. So if you're a Muslim and you do that, then you're not a Muslim, you're kafir. All right, cool. We're willing to consider this. Whose work is that? Whose work is that? Oh, that came from Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab? And where did he get it from? Oh, he came up with that. How? He was not a mujtahid in any sense of the definition. So they take these statements out of their little pamphlets and they're creating more pamphlets and they're spewing this excuse me, I almost said something wrong. They're spewing this dalala, this misguidance, and all misguidance leads to the hellfire. They're spewing that out of pamphlets from statements that they cherry picked out of certain works. The actual Wahhabis, Ibn Asakir wrote a book clarifying the Ibana. There it is. There it is. But they won't use that. They won't use that. So they're lying. They're lying. So if Ibn Asakir, rahimahumullah, if he clarified what the Ash'ari believe, it's going to contradict what they're saying, that we don't follow the original way of Imam Ash'ari, that he was on a hawk, but we're not. It's going to contradict it. So they ain't putting out no pamphlets against Ibn Asakir, him clarifying what Al-Ibana actually is and what it believes and what's not, and so on and so forth. So them saying that we don't actually follow the real men, and then they lie about saying he made tawbah before he died against all of this and stuff. No reports of that. No reports whatsoever. This is complete battle. No reports. It shook the whole Muslim world. This is the evidence. Salafi Wahhabi people, this is the evidence against your claim. that shook the whole world when he was a Mu'tazili, and up until 40 years, he was 40 years old. And when he declared he was against that, he's not that anymore. He's following the way of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and he was going to go against the Mu'tazila. From that point on, it shook the whole entire Muslim world. And we didn't even have the internet back in those days. It reverberated through all of the Muslim lands. First point. Second point, he did it at Jumu'ah, and he did it openly. He did it outwardly. He did it at Jumu'ah. He did it for everybody to know. Second thing. Third thing, what's wrong with that little argument? How come this didn't happen when he made Tawbah, when he supposedly made Tawbah? How come he didn't make this? How come he didn't go through the same progressions that he went through when he made Tawbah from the Mu'tazili beliefs and joined Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah? Why didn't he do it again so that people will know? And then he had so much work that he had put down. Why would, if he actually made Tawbah, wouldn't he want to correct that before he left? If he made Tawbah, who reported that? This is all Dalalah, it's all Batu. This is the problem. Lies are being brought into our deen, and we know it's haram to lie. So that's this is your Salafi refutation for the week. Try to do one a week. Okay, so I see the 18 y'all in here going hard. Okay, one more question. I'm not gonna read y'all's comments. I'm gonna let y'all save that for when y'all do a live reaction to the video. Darius Ducray said, "Can someone please explain the logic or lack thereof where the Wahhabi Salafi believe that they can follow any of this, follow the Sahaba, may Allah Ta'ala reward them?" Well, yeah, that's a problem. That's weird. That's a weird problem. Hold on, there's some other comments. Yeah, it's impossible. Salafi Wahhabi people, you cannot go straight to the Sahaba without going through the four Imams. And I'm just gonna make that declaration, and I'm gonna leave it to one of the Salafi Wahhabis to inbox me, and we're gonna go live and prove me wrong. Don't be blowing up my inbox. Don't blow up in the comments. If you're blowing all up in the comments, if you got a lot to say and you got to copy and paste pages out of books in the comments, and you do not want to come on live and have a conversation, you are a troll. And I ain't gonna pay you no attention. You are a troll, and I ain't gonna pay you no attention. And you don't know what you're talking about. Because if you can't get on here and you talk about a live, why I like to do lives like that? It ain't try to embarrass nobody or nothing. I'm putting myself at risk as well. My reputation at risk as well. It's so you can't take back nothing, and as witnesses for what you said, and you can't go on Google. Because I run into a lot of trolls that while we talking in inboxes or we talking on a post, they don't respond for a little while because they Googling and researching, and then they copy and pasting off of what they Google. Now I want to see what y'all know. I can shoot from the hip, and if I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. I ain't met one Wahhabi or one Salafi yet to be like, I don't know. They always shoot straight from the hip. So if I don't know, I'll say I don't know, and I'm gonna find out about it. But I know what you said ain't right. We could do that much. Okay. I think there was one more comment. There was a brother on here I seen it earlier. Amri Muhammad. Okay, so my question is, if y'all so against Salafiyah, why y'all have them as friends? I think I answered that question already. We don't hate the Salafiyah. We hate Dalalah, brother. And I want me and you to be on the same page. We don't, why, let me give you a question. Why y'all want to divide the community? It was some question on here said I was challenging you to something. I don't see it no more. Here we go. Abul Ansari. He said, wait, is this a challenge? If so, it can't be won because they only accept that which agrees with them and they reject all that which does not. That is true, Abu Ansari. And that is a problem. Okay, I think that's all of the comments. Inshallah, y'all stay tuned. Yeah, they said he did. Abdul Saleh Abdul Majid said that. Hold up, can I see that comment? That's where I can't. I gotta fix that somehow. Saleh said they said he did it on his deathbed and now follows the belief of Imam Ahmad. Why not Imam Shafi'i if he was Shafi'i? So if he did it on his deathbed, then that's no. I mean, how we can prove that? That can't be proven. So, alhamdulillah, I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Salafis, Wahhabis, I love y'all all for the sake of Allah. Please don't be offended by nothing that I said. I mean well. I want us to be together. I have a dream that my Black Muslim brothers and sisters would have a community, would have communities spread across all of the United States, and anywhere that we go in the United of States, I can hit up one of my brothers and my sisters and I can dean with. If I happen to be in Cali, I could go to Masjid as-Sunnah and we're gonna be fine. I know I won't be praying behind an individual who has likened Allah to his creation, or I don't have to fraternize with communities who have violated what we believe as Muslims. This is the end game. This is the end goal. That's what these efforts are. It ain't nothing else. It ain't no beefing. It ain't gang banging. It ain't set tripping. No, none of that. And yeah, so get with me. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولا إله إلا الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Oh, share, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. Show some support for the young Black students of knowledge, for the young Black imams, for the young Black ustads. Show some support, inshallah ta'ala. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support. It don't cost you no money. It costs you a whole lot to be a hater, but it don't cost you no money to like, share, and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. I do it. I support. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.